we're Team Tightrope walkers, and our final design artifact is an interactive bench. And this bench basically, it's dares passerbys to take and experience what our team is all about, which is risk-taking. And so the idea is for like someone like Chris, if he's walking along, instead of just like sitting down on the bench and just ignoring what's on the back, he's going to look at it and he is going to be challenged to take that dare, and which is a ticket on the other side of the bench. And so what our objective is of this is for other people to see our point of views and to challenge them to be adventurous. And basically want to put them out of our comfort zone, because that's what our design thinking team is all about. We're trying to push ourselves and get ourselves out of our own comfort zones so we come up with different designs. And so now Olivia is going to take you through the beginning of our process.
First I'll talk to you about empathy, and before this project began, the five of us got to know each other a little better through the Ride the Bus activity, and we recognized that most of us have a risk-taking personality, and that led us to our group name and POV statement.
So using what we learned about each other, we came up with our point of view statement, which is Team Tightrope Walkers, being a group of D-Think students, needs to uniquely identify themselves in a way that encourages risk-taking and team unity by walking the line of design.
Okay, and so then we had the process of ideating. And well, we went through, and last week everyone did this on the Z board, and we kind of broke it up into 4 different categories. And then from here, each individual took some Post-it notes, and we went a step further with that.
So then everyone took some Post-it notes that kind of intrigued them, and they went and they brainstormed ideas that were like kind of inspired by that. And then we all got together in the Google Hangout, and we presented all of our ideas and discussed them. And we kind of settled on one idea that we were all excited about and that we felt like meshed with our POV statement. And we merged a few other ideas into that. But we had this really good idea that we were pumped about. And then we moved into the prototyping phase. And in that phase, we hit a couple of roadblocks. First off, we had wanted to have a red button here that you would push the button and it would dispense the ticket, but we didn't have the time or technology to make that work. And we also briefly wanted to have some sort of reward system for people that did the dare. We wanted them to be rewarded for it. But then we realized that the internal challenge of that statement there would be enough to make people intrigued and want to do it.
How we actually built this prototype was we acquired chairs from downstairs, and then we found some cardboard in the trash, covered it with paper, and designed the logo that's on there. We used red for the dare sign to try to attract your attention and kind of get you to get out there and take a ticket. And in conclusion, this project brought us together as a team and also created a foundation for future projects.
What does the ticket do?
It has a dare on the back of it.
What's one of the dares?
One of them is walk down the street like a runway model, and then another one's
sing the chorus to your favorite song as loudly as you can, just on the street. Just do kind of crazy stuff. Get out of your comfort zone a little bit.
So walk me through the process by which you came up with what those dares are.
We all just went out and we finished up the Google Hangout and we were like, okay, next time we meet, I want everyone to have 5 dares. And then we put them all together. And some of them actually ended up being the same, even though we created them separately, and then we just combined them.
Okay, go. You walk to that door like a runway model. Okay, good. I think that's what you have to do. You have to prototype these things. I wanted to see an image of this actually out on campus somewhere, and you guys having a set of tickets on it, you try it. With people that don't know the process. Thank you by the way. I wanted to see if you do it. You have to sing now, by the way.
All right,
chorus line. Did you say chorus line?
anything.
What's your favorite song? Famous song?
I don't know. It's your dare.
Believe.
So I think that you have to prototype these things and get them out there to where you test whether or not it actually works, and you want people to get out of their comfort zone and what happens when they get out of their comfort zone. I think that that's some of the things that we're trying to do in this class. Is that, the point and name, it's ridiculous, right? And you feel strange doing it. Hopefully you guys didn't feel strange, because it's kind of the mission of your group. But it breaks down barriers and gets conversations happening. So what happens after they take this dare? I think that's what you have to find out as well. So if you were to prototype this on campus, you would find that people would do that, and then there's this kind of uncomfortable thing after. It's like, all right, so I sang a chorus line. Now what do I do? You break down the barriers, and it's maybe right next to some sort of a conversation bench. It becomes not a bench that looks out and you don't look at anybody, but maybe you redesign the bench to be something that's a conversation bench. But once they do it, they can sit down and then maybe have a conversation relative to it. So I think this iterations of the prototyping is really important. I think that you guys had a pretty good understanding of the team and what it was you were trying to do, and then found a way to try to do this. But I think that it didn't go through enough of maybe prototyping. And again, prototyping isn't what we're focusing on as much with this. So I think that you guys' empathy, to me, I think really kind of understood what is important about the team. But I think you got to figure out where does it go from there as part of your process as well. And part of that is don't let the brainstorming stop at the fact that, all right, we came up with this really cool bench. It's got tickets on it. It gets people to sing chorus lines or walk like a model. But it's got your brainstorming has to continue to the next stage as well. So that, if I use the same phrase I did last time, so it doesn't become a one-trick pony. You get some people to do some ridiculous things in front of a bench, but it doesn't lead to anything. You want to avoid that happening.
Obviously, you guys were really good sports there. So.
Yeah. It would have been cool to actually get somebody else pull somebody up from the audience, have them take a ticket on it that has something, walk like an Egyptian.
Brian, are you volunteering?
No, it's the TA that's going to do it. All right, next.